Good morning, and welcome back to Questioning Sense with me, Matt. Hope you guys are well. I've recently just finished a video, so I'm trying to squeeze another one in. And this one is a tag video. Now, Scott at the Centurion tagged me into this one. And this is basically exploring floral fragrances. Now, obviously, I wear whatever I like, and I know a lot of you guys do too. But there are certain people that kind of think florals are generally more feminine and you know, masculine and feminine and all this sort of thing. Now, I quite often mention it in my videos, you know, who would suit the perfume or whatever. But I'm a big believer in anyone can wear anything. I often say, you know, on the right woman or things like that. Because I believe that, you know, perfume is kind of genderless. And sometimes, you know, it takes a video like this to sort of explore the more sort of flowery aspects of perfume. Now, Scott did an excellent video on, you know, the floral fragrances that he enjoys. I think Chris at Fragmental's done one as well. I think Claire at Smurfy Girly has done one too. So I've been tagged in this one, so I'm going to do it today. Now, I've mentioned many times that I love rose. I've got a lot of rose ouds, so it'd be really, really easy for me to just do 5 rose-based fragrances. I'm trying to avoid doing that, to have a look at some of the more interesting florals. Now, there was I was going to put Amouage Beach Hut Man in this one as well, because that's got some orange blossom in it, but I thought I'd look at stuff that's a little bit more floral than that one. On the subject of tagging, I've been tagged in quite a few videos, which I will get around to doing, but as you know, I've said in the last few videos, my time is so stretched at the moment. I'm just not getting the time to record the videos as much as as many as I'd like to. So if you have tagged me into something, or if you've sent me something to review, I will get around to it, I promise. It's just I'm completely flat out. So enough of that. I've got 5 perfumes to look at today with this floral challenge. All the floral fragrances, and all are really rather interesting in their own different way. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so 5 floral fragrances with 1 special mention. The special mention is going to be this one, which is More Than Words by Xerjoff. This is my #1 rose oud, and it's my favourite from the house. I absolutely adore this. Now, the temptation, as I mentioned earlier, was to do, you know, to try not to do too many rose ouds, but I can't talk about a floral fragrance without talking about More Than Words. This is an outstanding fragrance. It's absolutely stunning. A beautiful fragrance. It's very, very potent. It's a sweet, dried fruit, airy rose, realistic oud, performance for days, garner's compliments. It smells incredible. Do not get it on clothing, because it's like an autoparese. It does not come out. So that's my honourable mention. I didn't feel like I would be being honest if I did a video on floral fragrances without mentioning the outstanding and the stunning More Than Words. One of my favourite perfumes ever. Okay, first up then. That's the honourable mention out of the way. First up, we have from Pocket Sense, this one. And this is called Fleur Gal, which apparently is Scottish Gaelic for white flowers, I believe. And this is a beautiful fragrance. It's a new one from Pocket Sense. It's you know, they've released 5 new. They've put 5 new releases out of all original perfumes, and this is one of them. And this is absolutely glorious. It's a very masculine floral. There's some citrus in here. There's some jasmine and some iris. These are kind of like the listed notes. It's a really, really pleasant wear. Now, what I find is that the combination of the citruses and the florals give it almost like a tuberose vibe. Now, there's no tuberose mentioned in the listing, so it could just be the way that the jasmine and the iris are combining to give this kind of ultra airy vibe to it. But it's really, really rather lovely. It's not one that I've been reaching for in colder weather, but I think when the summer comes, this is going to be absolutely awesome. It smells very, very sophisticated. It's a clean smelling perfume, which is in its heart actually quite a masculine smelling floral. Beautiful stuff, and one that I highly recommend that you try. Yeah, I really, really like this one, and that is Fleur Gal by Pocket Sense. So that is a #1. #2, we're going to have a look at another one from a house that I absolutely adore, and this is Patchouli Intense from Parfums de Nicolai. This is glorious. This one doesn't get the love that it deserves. New York Intense gets an awful lot of attention, and quite rightly so. It's a fantastic fragrance. This is stunning. but it is quite floral. It uses two different types of flower for this perfume. Now, when you see it's called Patchouli Intense, you expect this to be a celebration of patchouli, and whilst there is quite a lot of patchouli in it, that's only half the story. There's a lot of other notes in here. We have geranium and we have rose, which give this a really airy and just a clean, interesting yet intense. It's a very sophisticated perfume. You have some lavender in here, you have some orange, you have obviously got the patchouli, you have a little bit of cinnamon, you have some sandalwood in the base, and you have some amber. It's an incredibly complex perfume with a lot going on, but it is very much a floral, and it's absolutely delicious. The performance is absolutely staggering on this. This lasts and lasts and lasts. It has good projection and a huge sillage. It garners compliments, but it's a very sophisticated fragrance. Because of lockdown, I haven't been actually able to wear it very often. As you can see, I've had this for quite a while now and I've barely made a dent in it. And that's purely because I don't want to waste it sitting around. This is for going out. This is for feeling amazing. And it certainly delivers on that when you actually get to wear it. So this is my number 2, and that is Patchouli Intense by Parfums de Nicolai. Next up, we have one from Byredo called Flowerhead, and this is a perfume I share with my wife. It's her signature scent. As you can see, there's a 100ml bottle here that has been smashed to bits, and it's an expensive perfume, so I'm not really looking forward to replacing it, which I will definitely have to. Now, Flowerhead is a beautiful fragrance. It has quite a lot going on. There's a little bit of angelica, there's some cranberry, there's a little bit of citrus in the form of lemon, but this is about tuberose and jasmine combining. It's huge. You have this wonderful, larger than life, clean explosion when it hits your skin. It fills the room for the first couple of hours. The sillage and the projection are off the hook. And then really rapidly, it kind of drops off quite quickly and becomes very much a skin scent. But that skin scent has some suede elements to it, which makes it a really delightful wear. It's the most feminine leaning perfume that I have, or I share with my wife. And it is one that you need to be confident to wear, but I think this is absolutely stunning. I really adore this perfume, and it's one that I never really hear anyone talking about when it comes to Byredo, but this is well worth exploring. If you have a love of big white florals, you will love this. There's also a slight green twinge to this, which just keeps it fresh, I think. So you have a bright, fresh, huge floral perfume here. Superb stuff and very, very highly recommended. Okay, next up, we have this one, which is the craziest floral I own, and that's Barrel from Min, New York. This is peaty. It's got rum in it. It's got woods in it. It's got a little bit of absinthe in there. There's some very, very boozy fragrance. But in the midst of all of that chaos, those heavy notes, those darker notes, there's some bright, light and airy tuberose, which really gives this perfume another dimension. In some respects, this could have been a real heavy, boozy affair, taking no prisoners and smashing through your day. But because it's got this wonderful tuberose note in it, you have this like airy nature to it, and it just works so well. Such a phenomenal perfume. And it's an expensive one, I admit. But if you can get it cheaply, then grab it, because this is such an intriguing fragrance and I love it. It nearly always gets a compliment when I wear it out as well. It smells so good on me, and I hope it does on you too. So if you do get a chance to try it, please have a look at that. And that's Min, New York, Barrel. Fantastic stuff. Okay, and now finally, my favourite floral fragrance, and it has to be this, which is A Pomme pour Homme from MFK. Now, Maison Francis Coeur de Jeanne have had the sense, or the lack of sense, I mean, to discontinue this. So I'm not wearing it as much as I should. If I'd have known that this was, still around, I'd be wearing this all the time. Now it's kind of relegated to special occasions, which is a real shame because I absolutely adore it. And this is just a mix of orange blossom, ylang ylang, and then you've got some cedarwood on the base. I think there's some amber in here as well, and there's a couple of other notes that aren't declared, but this is beautiful. It's a sweet, airy, powdery fragrance, incredibly long lasting, blistering performance, in fact, beautiful fragrance. The nearest thing I can think of that smells like it is Amouage's Reflection Man, which is a fragrance I do like, but I don't own because it doesn't do very well on my skin. Reflection Man just does not seem to last on me, whereas this lasts all day or all night, depending on what you're doing. It's a very sophisticated perfume. Perfect for big nights out, perfect for work. You could wear this in the office without upsetting anyone. You just have to go a little light on the sprays because it is quite punchy and it is quite a potent fragrance. But this is my number one floral. Okay, I absolutely adore this one. And if you do see it, I think some of the European websites probably still have some. And if you do see it, just grab it, because it's going to be very, very hard to get hold of very, very soon. And that's a real shame because it's a beautiful fragrance. So there you have it. That's 5 fragrances that are, to me, floral heaven, and 1 special mention to my favourite rose oud. So there you have it, my take on the floral fragrance challenge. So listen, thank you very much for your time, guys. I hope to see you very soon on the next video. And I'm not too sure if Barry at Centralise has been tagged in this challenge or not, but if he hasn't, consider yourself tagged, Barry. Anyway, take care, guys. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers and bye.